Hello my dear students. So today we'll learn the first chapter of your mathematics, that is set. So now coming to the definition of set, here I have written what is set. A set is a collection of well defined object. So here the term well defined, what does it mean? It means that the object that you are taking into consideration should be true for everyone, that is it must be a universal. For example, we have all the good boys of a class, so it is not a set because some of the person may find that boy as a good, but whereas the other may not find him as a good person, so that cannot be a set. Now coming to the second example, all the boys, those who scored more than 60, so obviously there are a definite number of boys in a class that have scored 60, so yes, this is a set. Now coming to the third example, tall boys of your class, so again that cannot be a set because an individual person may be taller than you, but he or she may be shorter than the others. So the term tall boys, here it's a relative quantity, so the third one also cannot form a set. So coming to the fourth example, so the natural number less than 10. Obviously the natural number less than 10, what are they? They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So no one can form other natural number which are less than 10. Apart from these, there are no other natural number less than 10. So then the fourth example, it forms a set. Now in this chapter, you also need to learn about few of the symbols. So few of them I have written here. So the first one, this symbol belongs to, which is also epsilon. It means it belongs to. For example, Aryan. Aryan belongs to PES. So what does it mean? It means that the Aryan belongs to Boone English School. So this one. Like Salman Khan. Salman Khan, he doesn't belongs to Boone English School. So that is what the term belongs to represent. The third and the fourth will come this to the later. The U stands for union and this symbol stands for intersection. And the last one, this is is to, or we can also say such that. So you can either write two dots or simply a vertical line. So now coming to the types of set. So there are many types of set, of which I have few of them I have written here. The first one is the finite set. So what is a finite set? The finite set, the term itself tells us that the finite set are those set that contains the countable number of elements. For example, the set of natural number less than 10. So obviously there are 9 natural numbers that are less than 10 that can be counted. But coming to the infinite set, if I tell you write down the sets of all the natural numbers, so can you write? No, obviously. So it starts with 1 and we don't know where it reaches to. So those kind of sets which have uncountable number of elements in it is known as a infinite set. Now coming to the singleton set. So singleton sets are those sets which has only one element. For example, if I say a natural number between 3 and 5. So what is it? So between 3 and 5 we have only one natural number, that is 4. So this set contains only one element. Such sets are said to be a singleton set. Now coming to the null set or a void set, what does it mean? It means that this set contains no element in it. For example, if I say a natural number between 1 and 2, so there is no natural number between 1 and 2. So such sets are said to be a null set, void set, or even we can call it a empty set. Now coming how to represent a set. So the set can be represented in three various ways. For example, so the first one is we can express the set in words, like the natural number less than 10. So I can simply write in words the natural number less than 10. Now if I have to write the same thing in a roster form or a tabular form, I'll write each of the element inside a curly bracket. Like the roster form, I write A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 9. So this is how we write in a roster or a tabular form. Here simply we write in words the natural number less than 10. And in the third one, rule or a set builder method. How do we write? We write the same thing in a rule or a set builder form in this way. So A is equals to the element n. So the set contains all the element n, but you have to define this n. What is n? N such that n belongs to natural number and the value of n is less than 10. So writing in this form is said to be a rule or a set builder method. So now coming to the next topic, cardinal number. So what does the cardinal number means? The cardinal number means the number of elements in a given set is said to be the cardinal number. For example, I have taken the set A is equals to vowels A, E, I, O, U. So how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I write the cardinal number of A is equals to 5. So cardinal number simply, it doesn't mean much, but it simply means the number of elements in the given set is known as a cardinal number. Now the next important topic we have is a subset and a superset. So what does the subset mean? So I have written here one example. So if I have set A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the set B is equals to 2, 4 and 6, and then the set C is same as that of set A. So what do we see? We see that all the elements contained in set B is also contained in the set A. So I can say that the set B is a subset of A. So how do we represent? We represent the set B is a subset of A. Now coming to the third one, we have even the proper subset. So what is a proper subset? The proper subset here means, like if I compare A and C, so every element contained in C is also in A, but each of them they are equal. So in that case I can write the B is a proper subset of A. Now I can say the same thing in the reverse order as well, like B is a subset of A, so I can also say that A is a superset of B. So I can write the A is a superset of B. Okay, so is that clear? So now coming to the last one, the number of subsets. Suppose if I have the number, how many subsets are possible? So let us try to make the number of subsets from this A is equals to 1, 2 and 3. So what are the subset possible? So B equal to, I can write it as 1. Again another subset possible is 2, another subset is 3, then I can write 1 and 2, then 2 and 3, and then I can write 1 and 3, and then finally I can also write 1, 2 and 3. And then what can I also do is I can take none of the element from there. So I can also write it has the null set, or simply I'll write a curly bracket. So how many subsets? So I have 3 elements, 1, 2 and 3. So how many sets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So generally, so if A has an element 3, so I see that 8 subsets are possible. So generally if I have n number of elements in the given set, so the number of subset possible will be 2 to the power n. So let us see for here. So we had n was equals to 3. So 2 to the power 3 is equals to 8. So that is how we can find the number of subsets. So last we have is the power set. So what is a power set? The power set is a set that is formed by combination of all the subsets. So the power set of A can be written as, I'll write it as 1, then 2, then 3, then what was there? Then it was 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3, and then 1 and 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and finally a empty set. And each of these elements must be separated with a commas. So well, that is all for today's class. So there are few examples in a book, try to solve it, and also some of the questions from your exercise. So in the next class we shall learn about the operations of the set, especially the union and the intersection part. Thank you.